Most people treat happiness like a lucky break, but I'm here to prove it's a craft, a rigorous, accessible formula that I've committed to decoding over the next 1001 days. At 44, I'm publicly putting my life and my pen to the test, writing a novel in real time to find a peace that doesn't depend on the world's chaos. In this episode, we move beyond the noise of resolutions to start a radical experiment in becoming the architect of your own joy, one day and one step at a time. They say the year begins on the 1st of January, under the glare of fireworks and the weight of hard resolutions. But nature knows better. For a true seeker, the year begins on the 25th of December. It is the birth of a new sun, the exact moment when the day begins to reclaim its territory from the darkness. Everything old has finally crumbled into dust, and the air smells like a blank page. I chose this day for the boldest leap of my life. I've decided to stop waiting and start living my ultimate dream. My mission is to decode the formula for a truly grounded and fulfilled life. I want to prove that sustainable happiness isn't a luxury for the few, but a craft that is accessible, intuitive, and within reach for every one of us. Happiness, serenity, fulfillment. We chase these phantoms our entire lives. We reach for them like we reach for the sun, yet so few of us ever truly feel the warmth. The result of this journey will be a book, but this won't be just another self-indulgence blogger's memoir, no. I want something real, and I'm setting a higher bar. I won't dust off my old typewriter, I don't have one, and I'm reaching for something substantial, for, I must say, big and real literature. Now, let's be honest, I'm no Marcus and no Dickens, and I'm certainly no Bulgakov. But then again, I have exactly 1001 days, and they say that if you write every day, the law of large numbers suggests that quantity eventually stumbles into quality. Let's see. I want this book to be a bridge between New York and Sydney, Paris and the Siberian frost. If I begin today, our journey will conclude on September 21st, 2028, the autumn equinox, the time of the great harvest. There is a certain poetic irony in finishing a book about happiness in the fall, right? When nature slows down, the noise dies out, and we finally gather the fruits of what we've sown. A few days ago, I announced my 1001 day journey. Bold? Yes. Ambitious? Absolutely. A little crazy for a 44-year-old woman? Well, my mirror certainly thinks so. But today, the echoes of that manifesto have settled, and I'm learning the hardest skill of all. Silence. We all enter the new year with frantic goals. But ask yourself, are your goals for the coming year actually yours? Or are they just ghosts of social expectations that followed you home? Have you ever stopped to ask, is the finish line or is this track even yours? Or did society just hand you a bib number and tell you to run? To find peace, you must first evict the noise. To know where you are going, you first have to stop. You need silence to distinguish your soul's voice from the world's noise. Silence isn't the absence of sound. It's the presence of your own soul. You cannot hear your truth if you are too busy performing for an audience that isn't even watching. Happiness isn't a destination, it's the quality of the silence you carry within. I step out into the city and it's a sensory explosion. Local artisans have turned Christmas trees into monuments of lace, wood and light. And the shop windows are screaming, "Buy me and you'll finally be happy." It's charming, really. It's like a beautiful stage play. But I've learned to be an observer, not a victim of the scenery. But here is the trick. You can be in the world without being a victim of its scenery. We often mistake busy for alive and glitter for light. I walk through the glittering malls and ask myself, is this joy? Or is this just high-definition distraction? And it makes me wonder, what is true joy anyway? In a world of distractions, we often confuse joy with pleasure. The dopamine hit of a new purchase or a lucky break. But pleasure is fleeting. It's a consumer's game. True joy, I believe, is an architect's game. Look at these trees. They weren't bought, they were imagined. Real joy is the act of creation. taking something from your soul and putting it into the world to delight others. These local makers spent weeks crafting these installations, and now, for the next fortnight, their creativity will stand in the town square, feeding the spirits of thousands of strangers. Happiness isn't something that happens to you. It's something that flows through you when you share your craft. Whether it's a book, a meal, or a handmade ornament, the most radical reset you can perform is to stop asking what the world can give you and start seeing what you can offer the world. If joy comes from creating and sharing, as those artisans did with the trees in the square, then our homes are the first galleries we ever own. Have you ever thought about this, my dear friend? You see, creativity is a word that intimidates people. We think it's reserved for novelists or painters, but the truth is, creativity is an act of service, and the kitchen is its most honest laboratory. You can simply feed your family, or you can nourish yourself. Today, I'm composing a tangerine cake. I'm recreating it like a melody caught by ear, purely from my memory. When I was a teenager, I tasted a cake like this at the home of a very creative family. I asked for the recipe, but the hostess simply said she made it by eye, composing it anew every single time. Now, as I add my own touch, some grated tangerine rind, honey, and whole tangerine slices into the filling, I stop being just a cook. I become a composer. Every time you take raw ingredients and transform them into something that brings joy to another soul, you are practicing alchemy. You're making the world a little bit warmer. My reset this year isn't just about my writing. It's about reviving the art of the everyday. If you want to find peace, stop looking for it in grand achievements, in any achievements. Look for it in the aroma drifting from a cake you baked with love. True happiness comes when we realize that our small daily acts of creation are the gifts that keep the world turning. One recipe, one step, one day at a time. Let's try it. It's almost the same pie I tried in my childhood. They're delicious. As I build the structure of my book, I realize I'm building the structure of my peace. We spent our lives waiting for a miracle, but a miracle is just a mind that has finally gone quiet enough to see the path. True reset isn't about changing your life, it's about returning to it. It's about realizing that you are the creator, not the consumer of your own joy. Stop rushing. Stop performing. The silence isn't empty. It's where your life is waiting for you to notice it.